All right, we're back again, and as you know, Norman Kochannek would have a lot to say today.
How true that is, Aparna. Welcome to ABP News Live. We're here today to talk about how Australia has just won the first game of the ODI series against India. And I would argue it was quite convincingly. I just happen to have a flag here which depicts the colours of Australia. And I'm a little bit gloating, yes. The facts are that Australia seem to handle the conditions that they've gone through with COVID-19 better than the Indians. Now, it's a bit disappointing, a bit of a surprise to me, because in fact Australia were in the same predicament for most of the players. They were on the IPL train, so to speak. They played in Dubai on a number of games, actually then came to Australia, were subjected to the 14-day restrictions, and now led into a situation where they had no more than just one proper day out of that into the bubble and then onto the games. Poor preparation for any team, either Australia or India. Australia did seem to handle it better. You could argue that India were more disappointing than Australia were actually impressive. I think India's performance was quite disappointing. They batted reasonably with the likes of Shikhar Dhawan and also Pandey. They were both particularly good, but I don't think the rest of the team quite handled the situation well. I was particularly disappointed with Virat Kohli. Virat Kohli's innings today looked very sporadic and was not at his best. Played a couple of good shots, but he was actually dropped and could easily been out at that stage. Now, Aparna's a bit disappointed whether I can see.
No, actually, I hope when India is going to win the next one, he's got that much to say. Because we just didn't want to scare the Australian team. So we were just keeping it light, getting in the mood. We've got the whole series. We've got still 2 more ODIs, 3 T20s and 4 test matches to prove ourselves. So, yeah.
So you're actually telling me that they had a few cobwebs, do you think? And they need to get rid of them?
Well, we're going to show you how much venom we've got now.
That's true. Now let's get back to the actual match itself. Now we scored, Australia that is, scored 374 runs with 2 great centuries in Aaron Finch and the likes of Steve Smith. Dave Warner was certainly on his way to a very good score too. I think he scored in the 60s. Now, they were great performances, but I was particularly impressed once again with Glenn Maxwell. His innings today set alight a great start with an amazing 45 runs and the most incredible shots, and actually the audience were quite entertained, again giving him a standing set of applause, which is very rare for someone scoring 45. That set the tone quite cleverly, and in fact the Indian fielding contributed to that quite greatly. There was a lot of misfields, very much unlike the new Indian era of fielding. They've been previously very much into good, strong, solid fielding, great returns. They seem to be missing a lot of balls that were going through their legs onto the boundaries, and there seemed to be no excuses for it. There was no untoward conditions here. The ground was in what would be classified as perfect net. Now, what's your take on the Indian team?
Well, today? I think the opening order needs to be changed.
Okay.
Definitely. I think this should be a learning lesson for Team India if they want to improve, which obviously the whole country is expecting. Definitely needs to be changed, because obviously Mayank Agarwal should not have opened, because if he would have played more in the middle or came 3rd or 4th, that would have been better as in terms of partnership.
And you're talking about Rahul. I think I agree with you. We talked previously that Rahul probably should have opened the batting. Don't you think? He was admittedly his wicket keeping as well. That was where he was placed in the team, but he is essentially a very strong replacement for Rohit Sharma, who was not in the team. And that, to me, was where they were lacking quite a bit. A good opening start. Shikhar Dhawan certainly batted solidly, but not extravagantly. And there was a lack of middle order depth. They came good towards parts of the middle of the order, but quite frankly, they fell short.
Well, definitely was expecting more from Virat Kohli. A bit of a disappointment, but hopefully we come good in the next ODI, which would happen here at SCG on Sunday, the 29th of November. So, Norman,
I'll raise this flag one more time.
Yeah, just run home.
The fact is, Australia certainly deserves a good flag raise today.
Well, that's true.
But
they played well.
And I think India at the best will show true form, and I think we'll see a much better game.
Exactly right.
In the future.
So keep watching. We would be here right here at SCG on Sunday. This is Norman Kochannek and Aparna Saini reporting for ABP Live. Don't forget to subscribe.
Also view, like and share the posts. Subscribe is what Aparna said, but more importantly, provide us with questions.
Yeah, Norman Kochannek. Yeah. And don't forget about him.
We won't forget about him because he's gloating today because Australia's won.
Yeah, well, it's his day.
Your turn is about to come.
Yeah, for sure. Keep watching.